Okay, this is a video letter for Laoshu. I sent through your all of your answered questions. It was I found it quite interesting. As a matter of fact, I was glued to the computer screen throughout all those sessions, and I just jotted down a number of things I thought I would react to, or maybe comment on a little bit. First of all, what you said about fluency was interesting, because a lot of people think that a language is pretty much useless unless you possess it fully. That's one of the fallacies which are out there. It doesn't make any sense, according to a lot of people, to study a language unless you're going to achieve full possession of that language. Of course, as you and others have said, what is, is it really possible to master a language? Of course not. But your point was that there's no sense in becoming super fluent unless you know you're going to the country, or unless that language is going to be directly involved with your work. And I totally agree with that. I learned Spanish. I became fluent in Spanish because I knew I was going to be using it for my professional life, and that that didn't come overnight. And actually, when I started teaching Spanish at the University of Nebraska, I was proficient, but I wasn't fluent. So fluency came through teaching the language, and I notice you do that quite a bit on YouTube. You teach all these different languages. I've sat through some of your presentations, even on things which are very, I don't know, arcane, like the genitive case in Tibetan, something I'll probably never use. But I think that's one of the avenues to fluency is through teaching. So anyway, those of us who have this illness where we want to get at least a smattering of all these different languages, and I did get a little, I got a chuckle out of that when you said something to the effect of maybe I'm sick and I need to see a doctor. Well, I understand that sensation of being hooked on these languages, but I also got the little chuckle because I had been sick. I had been ill physically for about a month with a bad case of bronchitis, and I was pretty much confined to my couch. And what did I read during all of that time? Well, I read a whole host of language books, everything from classical Latin to Egyptian Arabic, and colloquial Chinese, whatever. Volapük, the most bizarre and rare languages. So I can definitely relate to that. Now, it may be that us polyglots have experiences which are unique to us. I mean, by that I mean perhaps certain emotional experiences, or certain highs, or certain epiphanies that we experience that other people might not even have any notion of. So maybe, what people ask me, why don't you need alcohol? Why don't you have any of these dependencies, chemical dependencies? Well, maybe it's because the highs I get out of language learning take the place of that. Those polyglot highs. I don't, languages will beat us up. Chinese used to beat me up quite a bit, but eventually we do reach those peaks. It's like mountain climbing. Language learning is like mountain climbing. It might be very arduous getting up there, but once you're up there on the peak, it's wow. I mean, what you can see from up there is really fantastic. Okay, so you're one of the few people I know that have this this obsession with learning many different languages. I don't see this in Steve Kaufman, for instance, although I do respect and admire him. I find his advice, many of his views, very useful, but he doesn't have this passion that you have for acquiring at least some knowledge of the most diverse languages. Now, I can see from your Roadrunner technique, although of course I've never practiced it, that would be a way of making the language a mode of personal expression from the very beginning, of making the language yours from the very beginning, not just some means of communication, but something that you're using to express yourself very directly. And that's what I did with Spanish from the very beginning. Now, maybe I'm lazier now. I don't know. I haven't been to any chat rooms or anything like that. I might be more like Steve Kaufman there, that I'm more interested in input. It might be I'm more interested in reading stories in Russian than in talking about the price of potatoes in Moscow. I'm just joking there. But anyway, yeah, I want to congratulate you. Then there's a lot more things I could talk about, but I think that should suffice. So I want to congratulate you for doing an excellent job on those answered questions. It's really, I hope more things like that are coming eventually. We're all pretty busy here with our work and so forth, but yeah, as soon as you can do more things of that nature, it would be cool. Well, adios.